As a generic gym bro, there's nothing more embarrassing than having your gym class walk through the front door and then realizing how pathetic your bench press numbers are. What's up everyone, David here, got a new video for y'all today. But before we get into it, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you don't miss on any new videos. Because remember, new videos on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, so don't miss out. Now today, we're gonna be talking about the king of all upper body lifts. I'm talking about the bench press. Men, boys, all you out there, I already know what's your favorite lift, bench press. Hence the reason why everyone always goes up to you and they always ask, bro, how much do you bench? No one really ever asks you how much can you squat if you even train legs. No one really asks you how much you can deadlift. No, they always ask you, how much do you bench? And the last thing you want to do is when they ask you that and you give all a piss poor pathetic number, you better be bringing those numbers up, all right? Don't be coming in the gym with no rookie numbers. We got to bring them up. But how exactly do we increase the bench press? And for this video, I'm going to be sharing you what are the 3 things that have helped me personally. And that's the one thing you got to understand. When it comes to everyone's strength levels, everyone's body types, everyone's different capacities, everyone's going to be a little different. What works for one person may not necessarily work for you, but you can go ahead and try it out, test different things. But once you find the things that work, stick with it, train consistently, and over time, you'll see results. So again, for the sake of this video, 3 things that have personally helped for me. Maybe they can help for you. So the first thing is actually going to be pretty ironic. Yes, the whole point of this video is to show you how you could actually increase your bench press numbers. And you would assume that when it comes to lifting heavier, then obviously you go with lower amount of reps. I'm talking about anywhere where sets of less than 5 reps and you increase the weight. But the first thing I'm actually going to be telling you is to actually spend a couple of weeks or a couple of workouts, not necessarily going heavier, but actually going lighter, lighten up the weight and prioritize getting more reps in. The reason for it is because we get so caught up on everything just needing to be heavy, 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 week in, week out. Every workout, you feel the need that you need to max out when it comes to the bench press. You assume that if I try to go for a new max every week, okay, eventually over time, my bench will just keep building. That's not necessarily the case. You can only go so many weeks while you're adding 5s, 2.5s, 10s, whatever it may be. Eventually you're gonna plateau. You gotta cycle on and off between the strength workouts and the hypertrophy. That's the big thing, hypertrophy. That meaning making the muscles bigger. The muscles I'm talking about here, pecs, front delt, triceps. It's not always about going heavy every week. Every bench press workout, every chest workout, you don't always have to max out on the bench. Take a couple weeks to actually lighten up the weight and actually go for those higher rep sets. When I say higher rep, I essentially mean anything 6 reps or more. Because let's be honest, if you're training for strength, most likely you're just doing sets of 5 or less. No. There's really 2 ways that I go about it that have really helped me out. I either go 2 weeks heavy, 2 weeks light, and I just bounce back and forth between those. So 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. Or I do both. I do a couple of heavy sets and then a couple of high rep sets all within one workout. Whichever way we want to go about it, okay, that's perfectly fine. Just find which one works for you and stick with it. As far as the one of 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, I go 2 weeks heavy. So for example, I got 275 on the bar right now. Get as many reps as I can with 275, boom, rack it. Next week, same thing. I either keep the weight the same, 275, get as many reps as I can. And the weight itself is not necessarily the issue right now. It just needs to be heavy enough to the point where your top sets, you're getting anywhere 5 reps or less. But for the 2 lighter weeks, now I'm gonna be going ahead and lighten up the weight. So I'll probably take the 25s off and I'll stick with 2 plates. And for these lighter weeks, I'll go ahead and be hitting reps of anywhere between 6 and 12 reps. So I'll probably be repping out 2 plates and I'll get anywhere between 7 or 8 reps this week. Next week, try to beat that number, get anywhere between 8 to 10 reps. And I just keep going back and forth, back and forth. 2 weeks heavy, 2 weeks light. Now, another way that have really worked out for me and I really personally enjoy, pyramid sets. I'll warm up with the bar, get 10 reps. I then throw on 1 plate, get 3 reps. I then throw on 185, 2 reps. And then I went ahead and throw on 2 plates and get it just for 1 to feel it out. Whatever that next weight is, let's just say 275, that is my top set of the day, and I'm AMRAPing it, AMRAP, as many reps as possible, 275, and I'm usually gonna get anywhere between, 1 to 2, maybe 3 reps. Okay, that's perfectly fine. Afterwards, take off the 25, go down to 2 plates, and wrap it as many reps as I can. And now, although I'm already fatigued, I'm still gonna be trying to get as many as I can. I'll probably get anywhere between 4 to 6 reps. Take off one more plate. Now I'm down to 135, and wrap it. Now I'm getting anywhere closer to 15 reps. So you see, I worked up all the way to a heavy weight. Boom. Get as much strength gains in there as possible. Make sure the form is still good. You never want to ego lift. Make sure everything is still intact. But then every set that I do afterwards, the weight is getting lighter, but the repetitions are increasing. So now I'm getting the hypertrophy work, because you got to understand, although we're trying to build up our bench press strength, you also got to take into consideration that a bigger muscle is a stronger muscle. So let's go ahead and take the time to lighten up the weights, get more reps, treat it like bodybuilding, and make the muscle bigger. In turn, if we can make it bigger, it will eventually be stronger, and obviously stronger muscles are going to lead to a stronger bench. This next point is going to relate to your ego, and men, I know a lot of you have it, because I know damn well that I have it. Sometimes you just got to go ahead and lighten up the weight. We already established that. But another thing you got to do is actually make sure the form is intact. And so many of you, when it comes to benching, especially the heavier that you get, it's not necessarily that you're strong enough, and that's the reason why you can go heavier. It's because you're compromising form for the sake of getting the weight up. I'm talking about, no, you're not just letting the bar down, touching the chest, and then locking out. I'm talking about, especially with the heavier weights, you just start letting it down with no control and just bouncing the bar off your chest and just letting the momentum from the bounce take it up. Realistically, from the moment the bar hits your chest, it's not even hit, it's just bouncing to the point when you get halfway up, this portion right here, there's absolutely no strength gains. You're not even contributing to anything to getting that bar halfway up. All of that is just from the rebound effect of you bouncing up off your chest. All you're doing is just bruising your ribs, bruising your sternum, bruising your chest. No. This next thing has been one of the biggest things that have really helped me build up my bench press. Pause reps. I'm talking about setting your ego aside, lightening up the weight, and actually controlling the bar on the way down and pausing once it hits the chest. Once you pause for a quick sec, then lock it out. Take this time, take the pause to make sure that everything else is still intact. Make sure the form is still good, and then boom. Because what's another thing that happens when we try to rush through the rep and we just rely too much on the bounce? We come down, elbows are tucked in as they should, boom, aggressive bounce, and then what happens? Form falls apart, elbows flare out, and sooner or later we're gonna start benching like this, and that's what leads to injury. You never wanna bench when your elbows completely flared out. You wanna keep them tucked in, and then as you lock out, okay, then a little bit of flaring will come into play. But if you're doing it immediately off the bottom, boom, you're asking for a pec tear, you're asking for shoulder problems. No. Use the pause as the way to relax it on the chest and then come up. Make sure that form is still good. And since we're speaking about form, use this time to also make sure that your hips do not come off the ground. Because another thing, when y'all just rush through it and you just let the aggressive bounce take over, what happens? Your hips come off the bench, and then sooner or later, you're just treating what should be a flat bench press into a decline. So again, you want to build up that bench press, take advantage of some pause reps. Just how we talked about the first tip, 2 weeks heavy, 2 weeks light, okay? How about we go 2 weeks of heavy, but even within those heavy reps, add the pauses in there after every rep, okay? When we talk about those lighter weeks, all right, anywhere between sets of 8 to 12 reps, same thing. After every rep, add the pause, include it in there. So however you want to break up the frequency, whether you're going to heavy weeks or light weeks, for every week, just do every rep as a pause. And then finally, when it comes to maxing out, now you can get away with not doing the pause. Come down, tap, go. The pauses will really make a day and night difference. So with all this talk about the balance and getting the bar from the chest to halfway up, we keep talking about the bottom half of the bench press and how adding the pauses are gonna help out with that. But what is the one issue that most of the time is the reason why you just can't get that last rep on a high rep set? What is the one issue of why you just can't get that new 1 rep max? Is it the bottom half or is it the upper half? For most people, it's probably gonna be the upper half. It's gonna be that lockout. You come down, touch the bar in your chest, halfway through, and then you start to struggle. You just can't lock out those elbows. That right there needs to be addressed. That's where your triceps come into play. I'm talking about third tip. If you want to improve your bench press numbers, prioritize making those triceps bigger and stronger. Bigger and stronger triceps are going to lead to a stronger lockout. And for many of you, that's the last bit of technique that you're missing. Your form, your setup on the bench is good. You're coming down, good control. You're not bouncing the bar on your chest. You're coming up, elbows are still tucked in, they're not flared out. Everything is going according to plan. It's just the triceps are simply just not strong enough to get that last little bit for you to get that full rep. Triceps, whatever tricep exercises you feel are beneficial for you, go for it. Think of it as bodybuilding. Big triceps, make them as big as you can. Not necessarily defined. No one's gonna judge your bench press based on how defined your triceps are. I'm talking about just making them big, fill out the sleeves. Bigger triceps are gonna mean stronger triceps. Same thing as tip number 1, alternate between the reps. Do high weight, low reps, low weight, high reps. Alternate between the two on your traditional tricep exercises, whatever those may be with you. Keep in mind, the triceps, what do they allow us to do? From a bent elbow position to locking out. So pick exercises where you're locking out those elbows. For me personally, the 2 big ones that really help out and I feel have a good carryover to my bench press, tricep pushdowns right here and skull crushers with a barbell. Now the skull crushers with the barbell, I have to be very specific on how I do them. I have to do them with an overhand grip, elbows very tucked in, hands not together, hands still shoulder width apart. And it's not necessarily that I'm doing it to my actual forehead. I'm actually doing it more as like kind of like a press and a skull crusher variation. So I'm going more like this. My hands are coming down, my elbows are bent, but everything's coming down here. But look how bent my elbows are. So I'm literally, that's all my elbows go. They do not bend anything more than this. My forearm is right up against my bicep. So they have to go through a full range of motion to contract, to bring it back up. The only reason why I do that is because if I actually do it up here to my forehead, I just feel so much elbow pain when I do it. But when I do it like this, all that pain goes away and I feel a massive pump on my triceps. For those, I have to go light. I have to go very slow controlled. I have to really have that mind muscle connection. For me, it just works. Again, it's just for me. Figure out what works for you. If you want to go ahead and lower the pulley down below and go overhead, okay, that's fine. If you want to use a dumbbell and go overhead, if you want to do some bench dips or some regulars, okay, that's fine. Whatever tricep exercises you like and whatever ones you know work for you, do them even more. Get those triceps bigger, get those triceps stronger. You do both of those things, it's gonna have direct carryover to a stronger lockout, and that's what's gonna help you get that new PR. So there you have it, everyone. The 3 biggest things that have really helped me bring up my bench press, my 1 rep max, and just overall strength. Number 1, just alternating between going heavy and going light on the bench press, high weight, low reps, low rep, high weights. Mix it up between the 2, you'll see results. Second, adding pauses to every rep that I do. It's not always about just slamming the bar off your chest and then letting the momentum from that bounce bring the weight back up. No. I'm talking about nice and controlled on the way down, pause on the chest, good form, keep everything intact on the way up. You practice that over a long period of time. Then when you go back to just regular touch and go bench press, it's gonna make it a lot easier. Start practicing and start incorporating those pauses. And then lastly, direct tricep work. Think bodybuilding, isolation exercises. Bigger and stronger triceps are gonna lead to a better lockout. You have a better lockout, obviously you're gonna max out with new records. I mean, those are just the 3 things that work for me. Try them out, see if they work for you, or just make modifications. Again, for some people, the lockout might not be an issue for you. For some people, it might be the bottom half of the movement. For some of you, it might be your upper back. You're just too unstable. Figure out what the weak link is on your bench press technique, and then go ahead and address it. You're only gonna be as strong as your technique allows you to be. A lot of the times, the strength is there. You just gotta dial it in on the technique itself, but that's something that's often overlooked. So just figure out what it is that you need to work on and address it. Hopefully this video was helpful. Comment down below if it was, and also comment any other tips that you may have for those who may be struggling with their bench press. What are the things that you have done? What is it that has helped you bring up those numbers? Comment down below. Let's try to help each other out. Also, comment down below any other video suggestions you'd like to see me do, whether it be about mindset, motivation, nutrition, diets, workouts, programs, whatever it is, comment down below. Let's try to help each other out. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel so you miss out on any new videos, because remember, new videos on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, so don't miss out. And then Instagram and TikTok, same thing. Be sure to follow me on both accounts. I put all my links down in the description below. With that being said, I'll catch y'all next time.